Hello, everyone. This is Asim Searah. I'm the vocalist of the band called Damnation Plan from Finland, and you're listening to Metal Oxide on FM 89.
The first question I always ask every band I interview is could
Sure.
you please describe your band without using genre titles or other band names?
Um, you could definitely say we're quite atmospheric, melodic, heavy, dark band. We as members, we all are pretty interesting fellows, as you can say.
Hmm.
So musically, that's what we are, but personally, we are quite jolly, happy, not hippies. But
Oh,
yeah,
well, that's good.
so we are a bunch of good friends hanging around, having a good time playing some music, and just trying to make it big.
Yeah, yeah. Well, definitely good luck on that end.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Could you please describe your role in the band?
I'm the vocalist. I'm the clean vocalist of the band. We actually have two vocalists in the band, so I do on the records. I do the clean vocals.
Hmm.
And besides that, generalizing like for the later processes, it would be a different case, but for now, it's so.
And when did you join Damnation Plan?
Well, actually, it was I came to know the guys in 2008, and it was when Damnation Plan was looking for a vocalist. But at that time, it turned out to be so that uh, I got busy, the band got a little bit busy with different other things, like I had my other projects going on at that time. So, actually, officially, I joined the band in, you can say, 2000 and 2012. So that was the official time when I
Oh.
joined the band. But we actually did our demos and all that kind of stuff long back. So in 2008, some of the songs we tried to demo out and
Hmm.
see how the things are working out. But finally, in 2011, sometime, Jarko, our drummer, he contacted back to me and he said that, hey, what do you think? What's your interest in coming on the album and doing something? And just the chemistry was so good that it just felt like to become a part of this great music producing band and
Hmm.
great guys to play with. So why not?
As a non-native Finn, what is your involvement in the band like?
Well, it's great. I mean, the guys are pretty open-minded, and it's like that's definitely the thing about. It depends on the person to. It depends on a person to person as well. It
Hmm.
doesn't really matter where you're from. You can be a bitch no matter where you're from. It doesn't really matter. I mean, so it's up to you as well how you integrate and so on.
Hmm.
And definitely, we bonded pretty well. So, like being a non-Finn, so to speak, I can say I don't have any problems. We generally communicate in English,
Hmm.
but as I speak somewhat of Finnish, so most of the times when we are drinking and stuff like that, so it automatically pops out, and basically I know majorly the curses, so it always helps out.
That's the important
It's,
part in case you start talking behind your
that's
back in
yeah,
Finnish.
absolutely, absolutely. I like my ears are open, like, hey, dude, what's up?
Yeah. How long have you lived in Finland, and how long have you been involved?
Actually, it's I moved there in November 2007,
Hmm.
and I was you can say from the very very beginning I was involved in the music scene of Finland because friends of mine, a band called Winter Sun, they helped me out finding my first band actually, the
Nice.
guitar player of Winter Sun,
Way to
and
name drop there.
uh, absolutely. I mean, they're great guys, a great friend of
Hmm.
mine, and we just well, quite nice of Tamu. He helped me out, and since then, it's been so that I've been in the music scene, and to be very frank, the music scene here is quite big and quite small at the same time because it's not a heavily populated country, and
Hmm.
definitely Helsinki is not a heavy populated city. So we kind of like each and everybody knows each and everybody somewhat, somehow.
Yeah.
So it's easier to blend in, and of course it depends on your talent as well, what you can do, and what is that the other people are looking for, and then it goes on from there. So I've been here since that time, and since then I've been in many projects doing here and there guest appearances some places, and
Yeah.
yeah, so it's been so.
Yeah, and that actually goes perfectly into my next question. Can you please talk about some of the other projects you've been involved in?
Yeah, definitely. When I joined, when I came here to Finland, my first band that I joined in was called Killer Kachina, which is actually not active at the moment, but we are
Mm-hmm.
still alive. Um, our singer became actually the Finnish idol of 2010, I believe. So since then, we could not do much with that, but hopefully we'll do something with that now.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had another project. It was called Self Blind. Then I was lead guitar player there. In Kalakachina, I was the lead guitar player and the backing vocalist as well. Then I had another band where I was a guitar player and a vocalist. It was called Whispering Leaves. We did a German tour. After that, I had a pretty interesting band by the name of the Nibiruan. So I was lead vocalist over there.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, here and there, I had pretty much other projects as well, but we didn't name them. But unofficially, we tried to release some things. And after that, there was a band that I joined in 2010, I believe. It was called Kiwas, and was the lead singer of that band for 2 years, and we toured around as well. That was the time I went to Russia as well, and then in between that time, I mean, Damnation Plan asked finally to join the band, so I was like, yeah, sure.
Oh, nice.
Beside
No,
that,
yeah.
I've worked with a couple of names as well. Likely there was Ronnie James Dio's memorial gala after
Hmm.
uh, Sir Ronnie James passed away. It was kind of like a tribute given from Finland to Dio, and I was part of that as well. So I sang one song there as well. So
Oh,
that was
that's good.
probably my biggest, biggest, so to speak, involvement for Dio that I can do, because I was at the age of 4. I was introduced to Dio by my dad, so since then I was a big Dio fan. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how. That's what sort of like, I don't remember all my involvements here, but generally the major ones are these.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, how did Damnation Plan begin?
I think it was, to what I can recall by the stories that I've heard, it was 2004 that the Damnation Plan was formed.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, there was another vocalist. And by the beginning or the mid of 2008, that vocalist left the band, or it was so that the style was not working out. They released an EP as well back then in 2007, I believe. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been there since some time, and it was formed by the guitar player Kalle and the drummer Jarko. So they formed the band, and since then it has been there.
Hmm. And what was the
But
process like between the demo and the release of The Awakening?
um, the process was pretty interesting actually, because I was majorly involved with the clean vocal sections, and uh, how we did it in the demoing was in 2008. It just used to be that how I tend to work is that I just wish not to be like told or being. We don't direct into a certain direction. We just press the record button and let's see what happens. And that happened with a couple of songs, and a couple of songs it was already arranged by the guys as well. So it always was pretty interesting. We just used to like have one or two beers and see what comes up, and here we go, boom. And sometimes it used to be total crap, but no problem. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
But mostly it was so fun that it just popped out. Everything started to work out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, the process used to be so that the guys recorded there was a studio where Jarko recorded the drums, and I recorded the vocals at our rehearsal place.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, our vocalist, other vocalist, did the same. The guitars were recorded at Guitars and bass were recorded at Kalle's house, and the keys were recorded at the same studio, I believe, where Jarkko did the recording for the drums as well. So something like it's been all over because it had been quite interesting. After the recordings, actually, I moved to Spain, and then after Spain, I just came back, and then we did the photo shoot. So in between the recording time and the release time, it was like you can't say it was hectic. We just took it step by step, so we didn't push that. Hey, we have that deadline to do it or something like that, because we were quite like perfectionists. So we wanted to put out a record that can definitely kick ass in the international standards, And I believe we did it. So we are quite glad about that.
Yeah, I definitely think you succeeded there.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. And then what are some of the main themes and ideas behind The Awakening?
As particularly the title of the album says by itself, I mean, what we wanted to say by our music and by our lyrics as well is that it's time for the people to wake up, to come out of this, blindfolded, synchronized world of being, manipulated by so many different people, or just even being manipulated by yourself by even not knowing it.
Yeah.
So we wanted the people to really open their eyes and see what's around them and what is going wrong, so to speak, what wrong is eventually as well, and how you can start observing that what can be done better for you, or what should you do in order to come to a better life. So more or less, it was not that you can say it was political or so forth. It was more like cultural um, evaluation that hey, it's time to wake up, no matter where you are, who you are. Just get out of this, blind sightedness. That's actually one of our tracks' name as well.
Yeah, actually, that's one of my favorites off the album.
No, okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
So
I really like that song. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
that and Crimson Skies was really great.
But then it comes. Oh, okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of my favorites as well. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Let's see. And then, why do you think there are so many good metal bands from Finland?
Oh, well, great question. Well, to be honest, what I have seen here is like you break a wall here, and every brick is full of musicians. It's like, you just talk with anybody. Everybody here is a musician. They have played something in their lives. And most of all, in metal scene, you would find a lot of guitar players, great guitar players here. And a lot of drummers as well. But the fact, I don't know why it's like Finland has such great musicians. Well, the reason I can say is the winter is pretty hell here. So you just stay inside, you just pick up your guitar and stuff like that and just keep on practicing. And there's so many bands here as well, man. Like nearly each and everyone has 2 or 3 bands. So like you can talk about like millions of bands here.
Yeah.
And why that is that everybody is such a good player, because the competition is nice as well here. So, your circle is so strong as well that every time you sit with other friends, start playing something, everybody is so innovative here as well. So you got to keep up the pace with them in order to come to the same standards of the other bands around. So I think that could be definitely one of the reasons why Finland has pretty good metal production as well. And it's just that very big names have come from Finland as well, so everybody keeps up to that pace as well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my say on that chapter, because that was the reason I came to Finland as well, because Finland has great metal band production here, so.
Yeah.
It's like you can say a big factory of metal music. Just every other band coming out is like, whoa, dude, it's awesome.
One of the things I have trouble with is getting to know a lot of smaller bands in Finland as a fan in the States. So what are some smaller Finnish bands that a listener in America may not know about, that should know about?
Hmm, well, there are some which have been kind of like the bands which released some albums and they faded out. Well, the members went somewhere else and did something
Hmm.
else and something else like that. I would say smaller bands. There's actually an uprising band called Lost in Society or Lost Society. I don't know. I'm not sure about that name, but they're kids actually and pretty good players. They have just opened up for Children of Bodom for their tour in Finland,
Hmm.
and they're good. There used to be another band called Trace Dawn. They were nice, definitely worth checking out. Um, Hard to say, man. I mean, like it's. I've been not going out to the metal scene that much since some time here because once you're into that scene, sometimes you want to get away. So it's hard for me to put up names.
It's
It's
understandable,
really
yeah.
because there's so many bands here, so many good bands here that you just you can't remember all the names all the time.
Hmm.
For the Imperium is one interesting band, for instance. They're from Finland as well, so you should check them out. They have been playing with Bodom as well, I believe. So yeah, that's something else.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, all the big names you might know, you might be knowing Fintroll, Turisas.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, Omnium Gatherum. I don't know if you know about that one as well.
Yeah,
That's an interesting.
I think I've heard of them. And then, what's your experience been in the kind of like the locally the metal scene in Helsinki been like, and how has that influenced your music?
It's pretty cool, actually. Since year and a half, there has been every time, every Mondays or every second Tuesdays, there are live jams going on around, and you get to see and meet a lot of musicians over there. So they just pop up, and anybody can go on the stage and do their thing and have a good time and stuff like this. So locally, I would say that definitely like metal music has helped me a lot because I went out at that time and socialized pretty much with everyone. So
Hmm.
the people are so nice as well that you get to know so many different kind of musicians as well, and some opportunities just pop out from there and here. Likely due to your mutual friends as well, you get to know, hey, this guy is from this band and that band, and you start talking, and maybe you end up touring with them sometime. So it's just
Yeah.
like that, or
Hmm.
do some gigs together, and so it's like pretty nice. As I mentioned, that the circle is quite small and quite big at the same time. Like so, you get to party nearly with everybody, and
Yeah.
they have like the circle is pretty strong to influence anybody who can show up here. So that's my say in it.
Hmm. And then, what influences your music personally, both non-metal or metal influences or inspirations?
Um, Good question as well. Well, actually, I listen to everything there is on this planet. To be frank with you,
Hmm.
and I've been influenced a lot with Indian music because I am from there. So it just a lot of Eastern influences in my musicality as well. And beside that, I listen to a lot of electronic music as well.
Hmm.
So it's a blend of everything. I just enjoy nicely produced music, and it can be anything. What a nicely produced music is. Uh, you can say something that can make you feel something. It doesn't have to be any sort of a feeling. It can be particularly any sort of feeling. So whatever touches you, that influences me. So this is my influence. But generalizing our band, we are like can be considered as a Gothenburg metal more or less, and just the dark themes, the dark sounds are our major influence. So we want to be heavier, more darker. Sometimes we are doomish as well, so
Hmm.
everything comes in because everybody in our band listens to every other thing. So when we sit down and we start talking about things as well, it's just a kind of like a um, continental buffet going on or something. Bit
Uh,
of this, little bit of that.
yeah. And then, what are some of your future plans?
The band's future plans are definitely we've been asked a couple of times to do a European tour, but our timing schedules did not work out that well. But we are looking for tours. We are looking to come to US. We would love to come to US, and but the only thing is that the opportunities are something we are lacking.
Mm-hmm.
So all we need are good promotion company or good management. Actually, that's what we are seeking for as well. So our plans are just to be there, hit the road, and have a great time on by coming to different parts of the world and playing some of our stuff and trying to make the best sales and become billionaires. Not really. Well, it's hard in these days, but why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Well, that's not our main motive. Our main motive is to spread the good music around, and we believe that we want to create good music, and if the people enjoy what we do, we are more than happy. That's the most important thing for us.
Mm-hmm. That's definitely good. And then, I don't know, your personal plans, maybe in other projects you may be working on in the future?
Well, actually, I'm part of our family business as well, so we do leather garments and textiles. So to be honest, like generally, I don't get that much time to do other projects like officially, but unofficially I'm here and there, as I mentioned, going on different jams, getting to know different musicians, probably end up in a studio sometime any week and stuff like that with the friends and just record some stuff for them or for their projects, for their demos and things like that. So it's just about like helping the people out and getting more and more experiences musically.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely. So.
All right, and then is there anything you wanted me to tell my listeners?
Just kind of
anything really?
Definitely. What I can say is that, everybody says that, and everybody really says that, hey, you have a dream, follow it and do it. But the fact is, if you really have a dream, you'll definitely follow it and you'll get it. So create a dream that you want to get. So that's something that I can say. You can become anything you want to. You can be anywhere you want to. And you just create that in your mind and just set sail for that.
Very, very inspiring words. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
And then,
appreciate it.
Would you mind talking about folk metal for a couple minutes?
Sure. Please, why not? Ask about it.
I guess how the movement is now compared to maybe like 10 years ago when it was just starting with some bands like Skyforger and Moon Sorrow. Kind of like how it is now, and maybe if it's where it's going to be going in the future.
I think that movement had been. It can be considered as a cult now because it just is. It's a different lifestyle. Totally, it's a totally different lifestyle. I know like the guys from Enziferum as well and Moon Sorrow as well, and well, the thing is that they just started as fun, as to what I remember, and they telling me about. They just started it to be like, they never thought that these dresses and things like that might become so big. And it just evolved. It just evolved into something which they did not seek for as well. And it just became so good that everybody blended in as well with it. What my say on the folk metal is it's quite genius. It's quite interesting. But do I listen to it much? Personally, I don't, but there are some certain songs that I really enjoy, and I listen to them all the time. There are actually a lot less nowadays bands coming from Finland who are creating folk metal.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, there are more like... Well, melodic metal has been one of the things from Finland as well since a long time, and a lot of new bands are coming out which are really concentrating on just being melodic. Either it can be that heavy melodic metal, or it could be just death metal as well, melodic. But I haven't come across that many new folk metal bands, and that's actually not something that I could say that Finland is coming up nowadays with. Nowadays, you can say as well, if Turisas is touring around, they have more crowd than they used to have back about... Turisas was not even known in Finland for a long time. So it just I'm talking about 5 years back or something like that. That they, well, four or less than that, that they got the recognition and they started filling up the houses and things like that. So, kind of like folk metal came, it was known, everybody did know it, but it just got the vibe over here a little later. So that I can tell you about.
Oh, that's
But it
interesting.
was
Yeah.
more big in Germany. I mean, like there were bands like when the Turisas used to go to Germany, they were more bigger in Germany than Finland. Same with used to be the case with Winter Sun. I mean, Winter Sun was quite when Yari left Enziferum and he made Winter Sun. They were touring around the Europe, and people did not know about Winter Sun. But nowadays, of course, people are getting to know Winter Sun more and more.
Yeah.
They're getting bigger here. So it's quite strange, actually, that in bands from Finland, if they are bigger outside or they get recognition more outside, then they get recognition in Finland. So nowadays, this is kind of like this thing going on here.
Yep.
Was a pleasure. Once again, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
And
Thank you very much, Asim.
hopefully, and you take good care of yourself, buddy.
Yep. You too.
Cheerio.